and welcome to Talks with Shay. So today, I want to open with a scripture from 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. And it says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." So for purpose, part 4, I want to talk a little bit about fear today with you. When I looked up the Webster's Dictionary for the definition of fear, this is what it stated: a distressing emotion aroused by impending danger, whether the threat is real or imagined. So when we look at our purpose and our calling and what we're supposed to be doing, fear wants to grip our hearts. And God is not going to call you with a purpose and a passion to put you in any kind of threat that's real. So it means the only other part of that is imagined. The threat that you're feeling is imagined. You're imagining failure. You're imagining that it won't work out. You're imagining that you're not good enough. You're imagining these things, and they're not reality. God would never put you into a calling or put you into a purpose that would ever cause your threat to be real. It's imagined. When I look back at starting Talks with Shay, there were some things that I feared, and I'm going to share 3 of them with you. One of them was that God was going to say no, that my pastor was going to say no. And the third thing was that nobody would listen in. And guess what? God said yes. My pastor said yes. And you're listening today. But I had to push through that fear. And I couldn't let that fear stop me from doing what I was feeling inside of me that was like burning to just, I want to encourage, empower, uplift women. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then all 3 were yeses. And so I know that there's a season and a timing for everything. But we can't let fear hinder us from doing what our purpose is in life. Because if we allow fear to do that to us, guess what? We're not helping each other. Because every purpose and every calling is called to bring us all together, to work together, to benefit each other. When we look at this door standing up behind me, and if I were to open this door, open it, I might be okay with peeping at it, but it's like, I'm kind of scared because I don't know what's behind it. And we can't live like that. When God opens a door, we have to walk in it. Yes, and I get it. Some doors God don't even open. But when you're praying about stuff and you seeking God and for his direction and he opens the door, you have to not just peep around the door, but walk through that door. You have a calling and you have a purpose. And fear should not hinder you from fulfilling your purpose. That's like a child that's starting to ride a bicycle and a parent helping their child. Think about how many times those children fall off of the bicycle. But guess what? The parent encouraged them. Get up. It's okay, my baby. Try again. They get back on because they trust what their parent is saying. And they get back on and they try again. And what happens? They fall again. And again. And again. And how many times do that child get up? That's what we need to do with our purpose. Remove the fear, just like those children do, and get back on their bicycle again. We need to remove the fear and get back on that path of your purpose. It's still lingering there. It's waiting on you. We can't allow fear to grip our hearts that so much that it hinder everything that God wants us to fulfill. You have a purpose, whatever it is. It might not be a talk with Shay, but it's something, and you have to fulfill it. Stop letting fear get in the way of you fulfilling your purpose. You have it. It's already inside of you. God equipped you with it already. Walk into it. Walk into it with confidence and know that, you know what, this is what I'm passionate about. And it's going to fulfill you and it's going to fulfill others. because your calling is going to help someone else. Everything, your purpose is going to help someone else. We're not destined to go through life by ourselves, but it's to help each other and better each other through it. And so that's what we have to realize. Fear, you have no place here. Goodbye, fear. You visited me long enough, and it's time to tell fear goodbye. I remember a man of God preaching one time, and he said, just because you fail doesn't mean you're a failure. And that stuck with me because so many times I fail in so many things, but I'm not a failure. And you're the same way. You may have failed or fallen, but you're not a failure. We're gonna always fall, but we have to get up and realize it's just part of the process that we have to go through. But you're gonna make it. God has called you and he's equipped you for this time. Right now, walk through the door that's open before you. Don't let fear hinder you anymore. Fear, you visited long enough. Tell it goodbye. And I'm serious. Tell it goodbye. Don't let it continue living in your mind, living in your home. Kick it out of your house. Goodbye. It didn't pay no rent. Fear ain't paid no rent. Tell it bye. Like they say, bye, Felicia. Bye, fear. Because you have a purpose and your timing is now to walk into it and stop letting fear discourage you. I need your purpose to be fulfilled. Other people need your purpose to be fulfilled. You have a purpose, a beautiful purpose that will bring you so much joy. If you can't even find joy, it's probably because you're not walking in your purpose and your calling. Because you would feel so much joy with doing it, with helping other people. A few years ago when I lived in Florida, there was a teacher there that wrote me a poem. And I want to share that poem with you today. The title is Strong Woman versus Woman of Strength. A strong woman works out every day to keep her body in shape, but a woman of strength builds relationships to keep her soul in shape. A strong woman isn't afraid of anything, but a woman of strength shows courage in the midst of her fear. A strong woman won't let anyone get the best of her, but a woman of strength gives the best of herself to everyone. A strong woman makes mistakes and avoid the same in the future, but a woman of strength realizes life's mistakes can also be unexpected blessings and capitalizes on them. A strong woman wears a look of confidence on her face, but a woman of strength wears grace. A strong woman has faith that she is strong enough for the journey, but a woman of strength has faith that it is in the journey that she will become strong. You're on a journey and you have a purpose, so you're going to be strong. And that's what I encourage you today, to tell fear goodbye. It has no place here. And let it walk on out of your door and let it walk on out of your mind. Because you have a purpose and you have a calling. And it's time for you to stand up and say, I will do this. I can do this. Yes, you can. Will you ever be good enough? None of us never will. But the way that you are is enough. We can't continue, like I talked about last week, comparing ourselves to other people. There will always be someone better than you, but you are the best you. Fear has no place here. Don't allow fear to no longer visit you. It's visit long enough. And it's time for us to stand up and say, I will walk into my purpose. I will walk into my calling, and it will be fulfilled to get to the end of your destiny. We as women have more power than we even realize. We have more strength than we've realized, and we all have a story to tell. But I want you to know that no matter what fears you face, don't let them dictate your life. You dictate to fear what you're going to do, and not let fear dictate to you what it's going to tell you to do. Because fear has no place. Push through the fear. You may have fallen, but get up. You may have failed, but you're not a failure. And that is what fear will cause us to feel, like failures. You're not a failure. You are purposely and wonderfully, fearfully and wonderfully made with a purpose. I got a little tongue-tied, but y'all understand what I'm saying. You have a purpose, and it's time to fulfill that purpose. So I hope something that I said today takes you and make you realize that I can do this. Yes, you can. Shay believes in you. Believe in yourself. There's so many people that's out there waiting on you to fulfill your purpose and needing your help. We all are precious jewels, and we all bring some beauty into every piece of someone else's life. But if we sit back and hold our jewels all to ourselves, how is that helping anyone else? It's not. Everything that God equipped in you is good. Don't let fear overtake you and make you feel like you can't do it, you won't do it, you're too old. You're never too old. The older you are, the more wisdom you get, and a little more gray, but it's okay. But y'all, seriously, before I go, don't let fear live in your home any longer. Tell it has visited long enough, and it's no longer welcome here. Push through your fear. Stop peeping around the corner of the door and walk through that door to your destiny and to fulfill your purpose that God is calling you to do. We're waiting on you. There's people out there waiting on you. Remove the fear. Fear, you don't live here anymore. So before I go, I want to say, don't forget, like my Facebook page, share it. Share it with your friends. Get them to like it. You can also find me on YouTube. Subscribe to the videos. Check out my website if y'all haven't yet, www.talkswithshay.org. And you can also email me at talkswithshay@gmail.com. And until next time, remember, fear has no place here. Don't be afraid and have no fear. You're going to be fine. And Shay is waiting on you to fulfill your purpose. Maybe one day you'll be able to share your testimony of when you push fear aside, the beautiful things that were standing on the other side of that door. Until next time, Shay is out, and y'all be blessed.